Now we can start. Okay. Transaction and concurrency control in transactions. So set of law. Hello. Hello, you can see this or not? Transaction and concurrency control transaction written over here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I am saying that transaction and concurrency control transaction. What is transaction over here? Set of logically related read-write operation to perform unit of work. That means suppose we want to perform some work, we want to read or write to the memory disk, that is known as transaction. So suppose there is CPU memory operation is performed and main memory to disk. Okay, accessing data item A from database. ठीक है, if accessing data item A from database to programmed variable is known as read operation and to write on database is known as write operation. Begin transaction. Suppose we have begin the transaction, we have performed read operation. Suppose I want to minus. Suppose I want to minus from, I want to read A and I want to minus 500 from that and I want to write that. So read operation performed from the database and write operation performed on the database. So like this we are performing the transaction. Begin transaction and end transaction we are doing. Okay. So in this case what is happening? Okay, this is transaction. So commit, what is commit? Whatever we have done in the database, that is being saved. Next thing is that property of asset is being used: atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. These are the property of the transaction. That means execute all operation on none of them. In atomicity, what they are doing, they are executing all operation on none of them. Suppose transferring 500 rupees from A to B. In begin transaction, suppose I want to transfer 500 rupees from, suppose I want to transfer 500 rupees from A to B. Suppose A user to B user. So in this case, what will happen? Okay, read operation is performed. Suppose what is, how much amount is in the account. Then read A operation, that how much amount is in A's account. So suppose it is 1000 rupees. Now he is transferring 500 rupees to B account. So what will happen? He will transfer 500 to B account. So it will be deducted from A account 500 rupees. And write A, then how much rupees will be left? Suppose 1000 rupees with the A and 500 is deducted from A. Then how much rupees will be left with A? 500 rupees will left with A. And write A operation will be performed on the disk. Now read B operation will be performed on the B's account and B account will be added with 500 rupees. Suppose 200 rupees is kept in B account. Now what will be the B account now? 2500. That means I am saying that, and write B, that means it is performing the operation of write. That means that suppose if I will deduct 500 rupees from A account and I will not deposit it in the B account, then what will happen? Inconsistency will happen. That means A account will be deducted and become 500 rupees and B account will not be added with 500 rupees. Then inconsistency will happen. For this, we are using atomicity. That means if such operation, if one operation will be performed, then all the related operations should be performed. If I am deducting 500, then I should also add that 500 rupees in B account. Otherwise, database will become inconsistent. So atomicity property is followed in the transaction. That means if one of the operation execute all operation or none of them, either we will execute all the operation, action and addition to other account, or I will or transaction will use none of the operation, or it will not do any operation. It will do all the operation or not any operation. So how many type of failures are there? Suppose power failed. Suppose power failure is there. If it is given 500 rupees is deducted from one account and it had no, before reaching to another account, power is failed. Software failure. Suppose software is failed. Hardware crash failure. Suppose hardware is being crashed and illegal operation is performed. Recovery management of component. So recovery management can solve this problem, because from one A account, if it is deducted, it is not added in B account. So we have to perform recovery management. So how recovery management is done? By using shadow recovery. Recovery management is done through the shadow recovery, and it will suppose it will keep both the value, old value and new value. If any problem, such type of problem occurs, if it is not able to complete all the operation of the transaction, then it will roll back to the old value. It will roll back to the old value. Suppose 1000 was in A's account, after detection it became 500. So new value is 500 and old value is 1000 in A's account. And if all the operation is not performed, then it will recovered by using lock table in shadow recovery, and it will use old value 1000. That means same value will be written there 1000 in the account of A. So log files are used. That means it is keeping new value as well as old value. If all the operation is not performed, it will substitute it with the old value. So it is atomicity. So it was the case of atomicity. Now you can see this page, consistency. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
You can say this page or not, consistency.
Yes, sir.
Now consistency, what will happen? Database should be consistent before and after execution of the transaction. That means there was 1000 rupees in A's account and 2000 in the B's account. Total value was 3000. Total addition was 3000 in both the accounts. And now what will happen? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now I am saying that there was value 1000 in the A's account, 2000 in the B's account before the transaction began. And after transaction ended, what has happened? In A's account, 500 rupees deducted and B account it is added. That means in A account it becomes 500 rupees and B account it becomes 2500 rupees. So total addition is 3000 before the transaction and after the transaction. That means database should be consistent before and after execution of the transaction. So what is isolation here? You can see this one or not? Isolation is written here. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So in isolation, what is happening? In case of isolation, concurrent execution between two or more than two transactions should be equal to any serial schedule. That means concurrent means the operation is performed in the parallel way. The operation is performed in the parallel way. So the that means it should remain consistent even if operation is performed in the parallel way, like the operation is performed in the serial schedule. That means actually operation is performed on the concurrent basis, but it should give output same as it is performed as in serial schedule. That means transfer 500 from A to B. So read A, write A. Read B, write B. That means total value that like this. See, it is which type of transaction? Two or more than two. Suppose time order. Time order of sequence of two or more than transaction in known as schedule. What is schedule? You understand this. What is schedule? Time order sequence of two or more than two transaction in known as schedule. In known as schedule. So what is the schedule? Time duration. That means before read A operation performed, after that write A operation performed by transaction 1. Transaction 1 is performed read A operation first. After that, after some time it has performed write A operation, then it is written below that. And T2 operation is performed read A operation. After this write A operation, that is why it is written some down, some below to write A. That is in T2 transaction, this operation is performed after write A operation. That is why I am not written here. I have written this one down below this one. Okay. And after that T1 transaction is performed the operation, and that is written below this, because after this operation is performed by T1 transaction. That means it is schedule actually. What is schedule? The order of sequence of two or more than two transactions. Yes. Hello. 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 हेलो.
सर.
सर बोलिए. यस सर, क्या हुआ?
हाँ, तो what happened?
यस सर.
You are able to see this or not? Tell me that.
बोलिए तो.
हेलो हेलो.
हाँ. You are able to view this one or not? Tell me that first.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
You are able to see? हाँ. Now.
हाँ सर, दिख रहा है.
हाँ, ठीक. हाँ. Now I am saying that this read, you can see this one. So you understand what is schedule. Actually, schedule is time order sequence of two or more than two transactions. That means read A operation, right? Whatever operation is performed between the two transactions, and it is which type of schedule it is? It is concurrent schedule. Which type of schedule it is? It is concurrent schedule. Concurrent schedule because before ending T1 transaction, all the operation of T1 transaction, T2 transaction is started. Before ending all the operation of T1 transaction.
सर कुछ लोग आए हैं, ज्वाइन कर लीजिए.
Okay. So I am saying that before T1, T2, that means now you can see this. I'm saying that suppose it is which type of schedule? Concurrent schedule. It is known as concurrent schedule because before ending all the operation of T1 transaction, T2 transaction is being started. Before ending all the operation of T1 transaction, T2 transaction is being started. That is why it is known as concurrent schedule. In serial schedule, what is happening? In serial schedule, all the operation of T1 transaction will end first. After that only T2 transaction will start. After that only, if I will write here RA and RB, I will remove from here. That means it will become with type of schedule, it will become serial schedule. Concurrent schedule means before ending all the operation of T1, T2 operation also started. And in serial schedule, what is happening? After ending all the operation of T1 only, the T2 schedule will start. That means RA and RB is not here. RA and RB is here. That means all the operation are completed of T1 transaction, then only T2 transaction has started its operation. That is known as serial schedule, and this one is concurrent schedule. This is, see, this one is known as serial schedule. In serial schedule, all the operation of T1 is completed, and after that only T2 operation is being started. This is known as serial schedule. Like this, first T2 transaction has been completed, after that only T1 transaction is started. See, it is below this. That means it has completed time before this is being started. Okay, so it is example of serial schedule. How many serial schedule is possible in any transaction? If suppose there are n transactions, these are transactions T1, T2. Suppose there are n transactions, n serial schedule is possible. That means n into n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, like so. Advantage. Now I'm saying all serial schedules are in, that means no inconsistency. If schedule is serial, then there is no inconsistency. Consistency only start, that means if serial schedule is there is no inconsistency. Inconsistency start only when the schedule is concurrent, but throughput is less in case of serial schedule. That means one will first one transaction will complete its operation, then only another transaction will start. That means that is serial schedule. So in between CPU will remain idle. That is why for good throughput we are using the concurrent schedule. But due to concurrent schedule, uh, inconsistency may creep in, may start. Now I'm saying that disadvantage of using serial schedule: poor throughput we will get, more response time will be needed, poor resource utilization because CPU is becoming idle during that time. So what is throughput? All thing is written over here. Okay. Now I'm saying what is concurrent schedule. I have already explained you. So now I'm saying how many concurrent schedule is possible over here. I will one. Suppose this is the transaction. How many concurrent schedule is possible? That I will show you in the next page.
हेलो
हाँ हाँ
हेलो
हाँ wait a minute. Now you can see this one. Now I'm saying that problem arises due to concurrent schedule. Suppose there is concurrent schedule, that means transaction is executing in parallelly. Then what are the problem which may arise? First problem is write read problem. Which type of problem it is? It is write read problem, or we also say dirty read problem. Which type of problem it is?
Dirty problem.
Dirty problem, dirty read problem. Okay, something reading very dirty. That is write read problem. That means hello. That means uncommitted read or dirty read problem. That means if transaction is not committed, transaction is not saved all its work it had done till now. That, and before that work, before committing the transaction, suppose it has written something, T1 transaction has written something, and that is read by T2 transaction, and that transaction, but suppose write A is performed over here, time duration write A here, before read A, write A is performed, and after read A commit is performed, it is not performed before this read. It is not performed before read. Suppose T2 transaction is reading the item which is written by uncommitted T1 transaction. That means T1 transaction is not saved it per what I have written over here, and it is reading that. Second, another transaction is reading that. And suppose if it had done some mistake, it may roll back. It may roll back. That means it may get its old value and it has read the wrong value. It will get the wrong value because suppose it have written, suppose there is a variable, and in a variable I have written 10. Suppose there is a variable and T1 transaction has written 10 in that a variable. It was, suppose a was containing 0, and after performing some operation, transaction T1 had written 10 in that, and read a operation performed by transaction T2, it has read 10 value. And suppose it is rollbacking. If it is rollbacking to the old value, a contain the 0 value, and it have read 10 value. Here it is read a value as a 10. That means it has read wrong value, which was uncommitted value. So so if any read operation performed by the transaction of uncommitted write value, that means any read operation is performed by transaction that was not committed by another transaction. So that is dirty read. Read after write problem. That means after write it has read and which was wrong value. That means it is not saving that value. Some problem come and it roll back its value. So it is reading the wrong value. That is known as dirty read problem. So in this way, inconsistency may arise. It is another example for same thing. And suppose I am saying that this write operation is performed and it is committing its value over here, and after that only read a operation is performed, then there will be no inconsistency. If it is committing the value over here and it is reading the value, if it is committing that value over here, that means it is it is reading the right value, not wrong value. If it is committing, saving all the work it has done. Now I'm saying that you got it now. Second problem arises. First one was write read problem or dirty read problem. First problem was write read problem or dirty read problem. Next problem arises read write problem. Read write problem. That means write after read. Write it performed after read operation. Temporary read problem. It is known as temporary read problem or phantom read problem. It is known as temporary read problem or phantom read problem. That means write it right after read. Suppose it has read something and it is writing after that. Okay? It has performed the read operation and it is writing after that. And it is not committing, it has not committed its work, and it has got the wrong value because transaction T2 has written something. Suppose was 10 in A and it has written 20 in A, and after that it is committing its work. That means it is getting the wrong value 10, and it has T2 transaction in between written 20 in that, but it is committing, it is getting its old value 10 value. So it is read write problem. Read write problem. Like this. If it is like this, it has performed read operation, it is committed its work. And after that it is performed write operation, no read write problem. Because it has committed its work, after that only write operation is performed. Now you have read the read write problem, dirty read problem, that means write read problem, that means temporary read problem or phantom read problem. If this operation is performed on the database in SQL form, table format, then it is known as phantom read problem. Otherwise it is known as temporary read problem. And now write write problem. What is happening in write write problem? Write after write problem. Write after write problem. That means lost update problem. It is also known as lost update problem. That means transaction T1 performed write operation on data item A, and T2 transaction performed write operation on data item A. So now what is happening here? Read write A operation performed by transaction T1. Write A operation is performed by transaction T2. That means suppose 10 was written here. Suppose A was containing 10 value, 0 value. A is containing 0 value and it has written the value as 10. That means A is written as 10. Some operation it has performed and it has added in the A value 10. So what is happening? A become now 10. And after some time, write A operation is performed on this value. Suppose it has changed that value to 50. Suppose it has changed its value to 50 and it has computed its transaction. That means it has computed its birth. Now he got T2 transaction got value 50 and now it has rolled back. Suppose it has not completed its work and it is going, the transaction failed and it is going to roll back. So what is, if this transaction is going to roll back, what will be the value inside this? It will remain the old value. That means A value 10, but it has used some wrong value and it has performed the operation, and now here it got some wrong value 50 value. That means last update problem it is known as, or it is also known as blind write problem. Blind write problem. If it will commit over here, if suppose it committed over here and after that it is performing this write operation, there will be no problem. But what happened? It has worked on the update value which was performed by transaction A. It has worked on
हेलो
that. हाँ.
सर को वेट कर रहा है, कनेक्ट कर लीजिए.
Okay. I'm saying that suppose it has performed the read operation, it has performed the write operation. Write operation is performed by this transaction, and write operation performed on another transaction. It is it has performed some value 10. It is using the value which is written by this transaction 10, and it became some operation is performed on this value. And after that, he come to know that this transaction failed and got rolled back to the old value. That means the value should be 0. Operation must be performed on value is as 0, but it got some other value. Okay, so it is blind write problem. That means it has not computed its work and it has blindly performed the write operation on the previous value which was written by this of uncommitted transaction. That is why it is known as blind write problem. So how two transactions conflict? When two transaction is having conflict, you may be already studied in operating system. Only suppose there is write read problem, one transaction performing the write operation on same data item, and on same data item another transaction is performing the read operation. One transaction performing read operation on same data item and second transaction performing write operation on the same data item. In the same way, write operation. So may cause inconsistency. Which type of conflict are there? Write read conflict, read write conflict, or write conflict. But if one transaction is performing read operation, another transaction is performing read operation, there is no chance of conflict, because either it commit or roll back. This other transaction will not be dependent on it. Either it commits, suppose it is performing transaction T is performing only read operation over here on data item A, it is also performing read A operation on data item A, so it is not performing any write operation on that data item. It is also not performing any write operation on that data item. That means transaction T1 will not depend on T2 whether it has committed its work or not, and T2 will not dependent on T1 because both operations are read operation on the same data item. So there is no conflict when two transactions perform the read operation on the same data item. But there is always the problem. There may be arise the problem of inconsistency when one transaction performed write operation, another transaction performed read operation, or both the transaction performed write operation. Then it will be matter whether it has saved, whether it has committed its work or not. So in in concurrent schedule, that means schedule in concurrent schedule, problem may arise when the write read write and write operation is being performed. Now I'm saying that, hello, you can see this page or not? Hello,
Yes, sir. Visible.
visible now? Now I'm saying that I want to find out whether the schedule is recoverable or not. See, I will teach you the method from which you can find out the answers. But now you should, means you should understand all these things. What is recoverable, what is non-recoverable, AI recoverable, what is cascade-less schedule. All these things you must understand. Actually, I will teach you the way to find out the answer of the question. That is in next class I will teach you. But you should understand what it is. That is why I am teaching all these things. Otherwise, I can directly come to the question. Huh. See, what is recoverable schedule or irrecoverable schedule? There are schedule, strict schedule, recoverable schedule, irrecoverable schedule, and cascade-less schedule. These are type of schedule. Which type of schedules can be there? Irrecoverable schedule, recoverable schedule, cascade-less schedule, and strict schedule. So I am teaching you somewhat how you will understand actually what it is. Otherwise, question you can solve. I am having the method by which you can directly solve the question. Actually, it is not written like this. It is written T1 R. It is written like this: T1 RA. Next, it is written W T1 WA. After that, it is written T2 yeah R2A. It is written like this. See, schedule is written. You have to convert it in the exam. It is written in like this R1A. That means one transaction is, it is actually written here one R1A. That means one transaction is performing the read operation on the data item A. It is written like this R1A, W1A, and after that in for this R2A and W2A. So how first of all it will be written like this. After that we have to convert. We have to start from left to right. It is written read 1A. That means in one transaction read operation is performed. That is read A. After that it is written W1A. That means write A operation performed after that read operation, and W1A is here. And after that if it is written read 2A, R2A. That means second transaction is performing read operation on data item A. Then it will be written like this in WA. Like this it is being written. Now I am saying that whether it is recoverable schedule or irrecoverable schedule. What is the irrecoverable schedule? Suppose it is performing the write operation on data item and it is reading that value, and suppose this is rollback. That means suppose it is rollback and it has already written that value. It is already written that value. That means now it has written already read that value or written that value, whether this transaction should roll back or not. When it has performed its update on that value, it has computed its value. Suppose read A operation performed over here and write A operation performed over here. First write A operation performed over here and it has read that value. That means which type of conflict it is coming? Write read conflict. And it has committed. Now it has committed the value. Now some problem came here. It want to roll back, or transaction failed. It want to roll back. Whether it is possible to roll back or not, because it has already committed. It has already done the work which update was performed by transaction T1, and T2 transaction read that value and done some work and committed that work. After that, it is not allowed to be rolled back, this transaction, because it had done, because other transaction has done some work on that. So it is irrecoverable schedule. That means this schedule are not recoverable. Irrecoverable schedule means that suppose this operation is performed, write A operation performed here, and it has performed read operation, whatever the value it has updated, write done on this A value by transaction T1, and T2 transaction is reading that update, and after that it is committing that update. After that it want to roll back or commit. This is irrecoverable schedule. That means if it is roll back, it has already committed the value on this, whatever update is made by this. So this is irrecoverable schedule. That means this schedule cannot be recovered. So there are some methods. Concurrency control is being used to remove the irrecoverable schedule, to maintain the irrecoverable schedule, that we arrange the schedule in such a way that it should not become irrecoverable schedule. So what is recoverable schedule? That means whatever write A operation it has performed the read A operation, but it has committed or rollback before it is committing its work. Before transaction, suppose it has done write operation, it has done read operation on the same data item. And if it is committing and rollback over here, after that it is committing, then it is recoverable schedule. If this had committed its work after whatever write A operation performed on this is read by this one, and it has committed its work before this transaction is committing its work, then it is irrecoverable. If this is whatever the write operation performed by transaction T1, it is committing its work before this transaction committing this work, then it is recoverable schedule. That means T1 only if T2, dependency on T1 only T2 read data item A that updated by uncommitted transaction T1. If this transaction is committed, then suppose it is being rolled back also over here. Suppose it is going to roll back over here and it had not committed, it had read some value, so it has the chance to roll back. If it come to know that this transaction has rolled back its work over here, and so this transaction is also having the chance to roll back. But when this committing is not done over here, this transaction do not know whether this transaction will roll back or not. So it has committed its work. After that, it is committing or roll backing its work. Then it is irrecoverable schedule. Otherwise, it is recoverable schedule. So I think so. Today's lecture is enough for you. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I am saying that this much you are able to understand, that is more than enough. Now I will directly come to the question part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I will directly come to the question part now. So you will be able to solve the question which is coming in your exam directly. That will be easier to solve. Means I'm going to teach you in such a way, it is difficult, but you should have all these knowledge, what is recoverable, what is irrecoverable schedule. That is why I taught you this portion. Otherwise, there is no need to study this portion, because if you are going for exam point of view, then I have method to solve the question, which is strict schedule, which is irrecoverable schedule, by just seeing the questions. And you will be able to understand that. Okay, so shall I stop the recording?
Okay, sir.